Hey guys, my mouse has been failing. The left click, I don't know. When I'm obviously right-handed. When I click down, I don't know, it'll like be intermittent. So I took my mouse apart and cleaned it all up. Let's see if I can get it apart. Still got it taken apart because I've worn out the top plate. It's not very pretty. So I've taken that off and I'm going to paint it. Yeah, I removed that guy, opened it up. It looks okay, so I'm assuming it's fine. It could be that the actual thing itself is worn out, so I'm gonna paint it and do a little bit of work on that. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool inside. It was a really big pain in the butt to figure out how to take this out. There's a little pin there that you have to slide out, and then this whole wheel assembly will come out. There's screws here and under here, and down in there, and then underneath this top circuit board there's two of them in there. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated to get apart, but I just looked at it really carefully and figured it out. So anyways, that's what I'm up to right now, and I've got my paint. Not sure what I'm gonna do. These were outside, so I just I threw them on the heat vent, and now they're about room temperature, so hopefully they'll still be okay. I don't have any idea if I'm gonna use this or not. This is aluminum, this is white, and I've got black outside. And by outside I mean in the mudroom, so I'm gonna figure out what colors I want to paint it, because it's all worn out and it doesn't look very good. So yeah, that's what I'm up to today. Not a whole lot of anything really. And you guys will notice I've got something on the camera. Bunch of LEDs. This is my LED light ring. I'll hook it up real quick and show you guys. This thing is pretty cool. It is super easy to make. Took me like probably took about half hour to make. So there's positive and there's negative. It just lights up. I got one burnt out LED. I don't know why it's burnt out, but you can get some pretty freaking amazing close-up shots with this. Like, this is rested right against the mirror, and you can see very clearly everything. And if I unplug one of them, you won't see anything. So, I was thinking about doing a how-to on building one of these. Like, absolutely amazing how close you can get to stuff. If you got a camera that'll do really fine focus, you're laughing as far as what you can see. Like, the lens of the camera is probably about ½ inch away from my hand right now. So I'm going to do a how-to on one of these. Yeah, so here's my mouse, the top clicker part. This is the piece that I'm wondering if it's burnt out or not. They're not burnt out, but worn out. And I'm using the LED ring on my camera right now. That's why I can get so close. And they're really soft LEDs too, so there's not like they're over saturating this thing with light. Yeah, you can see it's pretty worn out, especially there and at the back. This mouse has got a lot of clicks, a lot of hours on it. So I'm going to clean it up, get all my finger oils off it and stuff like that, and then I'm going to paint it. I could do something similar to what is done here, with the silver on black. Got my black here, and I've got my aluminum there, so I don't know. Let's see what I come up with. Well, I just did my first black coat on it. This should dry flat black. I didn't use this because this is primer. Instead I used this flat black paint. How about this? I painted my RC plane with it, just the bottom side of the wing, so I could tell what side is what when I'm flying it far away. And once this is dried, I think I'm going to swap, just do a light spattery coat of aluminum. See how that works out, but this looks pretty good. Suppose I could have sanded it down a little bit first. Made it really like glass smooth, but it's flat, so it doesn't really matter. If it was going to be a glossy finish, I would have taken way more care to make it look like glass, but again, it's going to be matte, so not a huge deal. It's been about 15 minutes, and it's all dried now. Check that out. That is freaking nice. Maybe I'll just leave it black. Maybe I'll test a bit of the aluminum, but I probably won't be testing it on this. I'll take this off and just test it out, see if I can get a good spackle pattern going. But I think I'm going to do another coat of black just so that it's durable. But that looks freaking nice. So when you're painting something like this, just make sure you go lots of light coats. You don't need anything super thick. So the thicker it is, the more it'll bunch up in areas like that and stuff. You don't want them bunching up, so just do lots of little thin light coats and you'll be very happy with the end product. The more time you take doing it, the better it'll turn out. Here's the finished product. Just gotta let it dry. How I did this spackling was actually, this stuff is pretty cool. You can see on here that I wasn't even really shooting at this. I was shooting away from it, and the mist of it was just blowing all over it, and I really like how it turned out. I very much like how this turned out. So I think this will be a freaking awesome mouse. Totally custom too. So I just gotta wait for it to dry, which won't be long, and then put it back together. And I'll try to fix that the left click issue as well. So it makes Photoshop really frustrating when you're trying to paint something and the mouse is freaking the click is intermittent, and it's as if you're tapping on it like that, and it's just jittering all over the place. Not very fun. It also makes gaming, Borderlands is a little bit frustrating too when you're trying to shoot, and if it doesn't click, you don't shoot the guy. So yeah. Well, hopefully this will dry pretty quick and I can get this thing done, and then I'll start working on the light setup. That looks pretty freaking cool. That I accidentally did hit it there, but I think it adds to it. So that would be with the light, and that's without. So yeah, I quite like this. Sweet. Well, here's my mouse all put back together. I just got to screw the top onto the bottom. I seem to have fixed the double, or the intermittent click issue. This, let's see if I can show you guys. If you can see right there, there's that little tab thing that pokes out from the bottom of there. All I did was I carved a little bit. Let's see if I can set this down so I can show you. There's a stop on the bottom of that there. Kinda kind of see it, where it flattens off and it rests on, let's get something fine so I could show you. Oops. Okay, there. So this thing here, that little lip that this is resting on right now, is attached to this base here. So when you click down on the mouse, you can see that there's a top part that rests. What I did is I carved down that top part a little bit just so I can get just a hair more throw out of that, and it seems to work. It presses down on that micro switch, and the micro switch contacts via that. So I'm gonna try that, see if that works. If not, I might have to add something to here just to build it up just a tiny bit. But my initial tests, the click and drag and select stuff on the desktop seems to work very well. So put the mouse back together, I'll put all the screws in it, and Bob will be your uncle. And I'll get on making one of these light rings. I'll be building one for this Canon, I think it's a Rebel, yeah, Rebel XTI. So I'll be building one for this. It'll snap onto here. I love this. They've got a little ridge on 4 corners which will hold this thing perfectly, and it'll be detachable as well, which is just freaking awesome. So that ends this video, and I'll get working on that video.